Coming up.
If you have ankle and feet trauma, like you can't handle it, this movie, no, not for you. It is time for the first upload of the spooky season, and if you are familiar with my channel, you'll know I kind of go feral for a crocodile/alligator movie, and The Pool from 2018 has been on my list for literally years. We're talking probably since 2018. So I decided, as it was one of the movies on my 25 movies that I wanted to knock off of my back catalogue this year, why not do it in October? Let's do a two birds, one stone scenario. But if you don't know anything about The Pool from 2018, let me quickly fill you in. The Pool from 2018 is a Thai creature feature horror. Day, an insecure art director for a commercial production company, is left alone to clean up a 6-meter deep deserted pool after a shoot. He falls asleep in an inflatable raft, but when he wakes up, the levels of the water have sunk so low that he can no longer climb out on his own. He screams for help, but the only thing that hears him comes from a nearby crocodile farm. If you're new here, I'm Hannah, but I go by Hordes online, and if you're not new, welcome back. I talk about horror movies here on my channel on Mondays and Fridays, and the Billy Brothers Dracula on Sundays at the moment. So like always, when it comes to watching movies that I have never seen before, I'm now going to go watch The Pool off camera. So that way, if you two decide that you want to watch this movie from Thailand about a crocodile, nothing will be spoiled for you, because nobody wants to watch a movie that you've just watched somebody else watch from start to finish, because then you're going to know exactly what happens. And I keep it spoiler free here on my channel, at least on Mondays and Fridays, because nobody, and I mean nobody, likes spoilers.
Duct tape.
The world really would be screwed without duct tape, wouldn't it? Is this plot a little bit silly? Yes. Do you have to suspend your disbelief multiple times while watching this movie? Also yes, but does this make for a good time? Both yes and no, and I will try and explain this as I go along, but as always, let's start with the plot. The movie starts with Day, who is working on the production side for an advertising campaign. They have filmed a normally abandoned swimming pool with water to shoot an underwater advert. He is there with his dog Lucky, who is an Old English sheepdog, who is also involved in the advert. He's got like a special cameo moment, we'll say. And on set is his best friend, who also works with him, and his girlfriend randomly turns up to visit as well, because why the hell not? So the production ends and everybody except Day and his best friend they leave, and these two have to then clean up everything from the production company, and the pool will then be left abandoned for 3 months before it is used again. Day's best mate decides that he's going to leave early, leaving Day on his own, and Day falls asleep on one of those like swimming pool Lilo blow up like lounging things, and when he wakes up, the water level has dropped, and the only people there are his girlfriend, who something happens to, so she's a bit useless for a while, his dog Lucky, and a crocodile from a nearby crocodile farm has turned up and has decided it's going for a dip in the pool. Like I said, the dog Lucky is there, but Lucky is not actually in the pool. Lucky is on like the edge of the pool doing his things. Like there's a guy turns up with pizza at one point and Lucky thinks that it is absolutely his lucky day. And I kind of respect him because he's a good boy. He really is a good boy, and he deserves better than what happens to him in this movie. No, he's not eaten by a croc. I'll say that because I'd have been absolutely mortified. There is a scene in this that involves barbed wire, and oh boy, did this have me absolutely cringing, because I always say the same when it comes to horror. There are certain things that you watch and you have no idea if it's going to hurt or not, and then other things you look at, like barbed wire, you know is going to hurt. And barbed wire and the aftermath of what happens with the barbed wire. If you have ankle and feet trauma, like you can't handle it, this movie, no, not for you. Absolutely not for you. But the practical effects in this and the action sequences, they are fairly decent. And I'm going to give them a bit of a shout out here, because there's a lot of action sequences in the second half that take place underwater. It starts to rain at one point, and the like part of the movie takes place in the like pipe system underneath the pool. And all I can say is when it rains, those pipes fill up, but the pool remains empty. And if you've got fear of drowning, this movie will absolutely not make that fear any better, because drowning while there's an alligator circling, a crocodile, it's crocodile. While a crocodile is circling around you is no, absolutely no. The croc in this, though, is CGI. And if you close one eye and then you slowly close the other eye, you might then believe that this is a real crocodile, because he is blurry. He is blurry around the edges. If I hadn't watched this movie wearing my glasses, I would have thought that I needed to book an eye test, because that is how like blurry and out of focus this thing is at times. It's fine, but like when it attacks everybody, you can tell that it's clearly fake, and it kind of takes you out of the moment. Like, I wish the croc had just been a bit more realistic. I wish that they had gone for like a puppet in like the close-up shots, rather than being like, oh, just pretend that you're being bitten by a crocodile and we'll add it in post. Like, even the wounds when it first bites Day at one point are added in post. And then later on they're added in practically. They look great when they're practical, but the CGI ones, just like the croc, are blurry around the edges.
Somebody help me, I can't see!
I do like that there is this like tension around the croc, and like trying to keep track of where it is at any given moment, because there is absolutely no way that you would let yourself fall asleep when you were trapped in a swimming pool with a crocodile. Absolutely no way. There's a sofa at the bottom of the pool with them as well, and this comes into play at one point. There is a thing with a fingernail as well, and same with the barbed wire bit. Like, realistic, like, injuries that you know would hurt. That's where this movie shines, not the croc. It's absolutely not the croc. I hate to say that. Like, for a movie that's about a crocodile, the crocodile is not the starring feature in this. In the end, I am actually going to give The Pool from 2018 a 3 out of 5. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed more of the movie than I disliked. I just wish that croc had been... if that croc had been realistic looking, this could have possibly been a 3.5. Or, yeah, I'd say it would have been a 3.5 if the croc had been realistic. Lucky deserves better than what happens to him in this. But it's just... it's fine. I have seen way better croc movies than this, and I hate to say it, but yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. But my opinion isn't the only one that matters, which begs the question, should you personally watch The Pool from 2018? If you like your horror movies flavoured with determined protagonists, adorable old English sheepdogs, blurry crocodiles, the fear of drowning, and enclosed spaces, then you, or anything on this list in fact, then you may personally like The Pool from 2018. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and my review for my first time watching The Pool from 2018. If you've also seen this movie, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on it down in the coffin section down below. Pull yourself up a lovely cozy casket and have a chat with the rest of the Horde down there. They are a lovely bunch, and I swear that they don't bite unless you ask them to. If you would like to know where this movie is streaming, as always, I will leave a link in the description bar to justwatch.com so you can find out where it is streaming in your country. And if you would like to know where else you can find me, I am also over on Instagram and Letterboxd at Hordes of Horror, where I post every single horror movie that I watch, not just the ones that I talk about here on YouTube. But speaking of YouTube, a week earlier than planned, on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about the Dragula Titans 2 trailer that recently dropped, because oh boy do I have some thoughts about what happened in that trailer. Like, this is shaping to be the best season of Titans, or just Dragula in general so far. But if you're not interested in Dragula, on Monday we are going to be talking about Biozombie from 1998, which is often described as like the Chinese version of the Dawn of the Dead movie from 2004. It's basically set in a shopping arcade, so some kind of similarities. And I have been trying to find this movie for literally years with English subtitles, and I was so excited when I found this last month. So will it live up to its name and its reputation? We're gonna find out. So until next time, bye. A special thank you though to my regenerators here within the Horde for their support over on Patreon.